Tonight, a former Johnson County Sheriff's deputy appears in court for the first time today on reckless homicide charges. We have the latest next. Plus, an employee for Wilson's Liquor Sales in Karnak tells us a suspect involved in a bomb explosion outside the business was taken into custody tonight. We have more coming up. Plus, a man has sued President Donald Trump over his plans to ban bump stocks. We have those stories and more tonight on a Friday night edition of News 24 at 10.
Live, Little Egypt's breaking news source. This is News 24 at 10.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to tonight, but we begin in Vienna, where a Johnson County Sheriff's deputy appears in court for the first time today in connection to reckless homicide charges. Prosecutors believe Syle Harner, the son of former Sheriff Charles Harner, drove drunk and at a high rate of speed before a deadly crash in March. The other survivor in that crash, Tyler Inman, has sued Harner and the bar they were drinking at. Investigators believe Harner crashed his truck into trees off Old Route 146 in Vienna on March 22nd. Troy Newman died while Harner and Inman suffered severe injuries. Hughes filed a lawsuit against Harner, seeking money for medical bills, lost wages, and general pain and suffering from the crash. He also filed a lawsuit against the bar, Big Boys Bar and Grill, for over-serving Harner the night of the crash. The Dram Shop Act is part of Illinois' Liquor Control Act, and it aims to hold places that sell liquor accountable for the actions of people who get drunk off of that liquor. A lawyer for Big Boys Bar and Grill says Inman was complicit, encouraging Harner to drink that night. Hughes said that wasn't the case, even though the men were all friends. Hughes said the next hearing in the lawsuit will likely be in March. A judge explained the criminal charges to Harner in court today, and the next hearing is set for February 8th. To the weather, where after a wet day, sunshine and warmer temperatures is in the forecast for tomorrow. Here's Terry with the latest. All right, thanks, Terry. Turning to Karnak tonight, where an employee from Wilson's liquor store tells us a suspect involved in a bomb explosion outside the business last night was taken into custody tonight. Wilson's manager says the man walked into the store just before 7:30 p.m. Thursday and showed an employee what she thought was a bomb. He then ran outside and set the explosive off. By this time, the manager had already called the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department. Amy Zula is the owner of the restaurant Las Marias that shares the parking lot with Wilson's. She was in her office when the bomb went off. Managers of Wilson's liquor store did not want to be interviewed, but said the man who set the explosive off is inside the business daily and tips well. Store managers of Wilson's say the customer was in one of those vehicles leaving the parking lot. He left before the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department arrived on the scene. While deputies investigated last night, people were left wondering what caused that loud boom. We do know the name of the customer, but we're not releasing it at this time because he hasn't been charged. We did run his background and only found minor traffic violations. Owners of the liquor store and restaurant says they are just glad no one was hurt in the incident. A man has sued President Donald Trump over his plans to ban bump stocks. The federal lawsuit filed in the Southern District of Illinois calls the move unconstitutional. The lawsuit was filed Wednesday by an anonymous owner of bump stocks, and it accused the President, the Justice Department, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives of taking away his lawfully owned property. The lawsuit also says if bump stocks are banned, then at least the people who already own them shouldn't be forced to give them up. The person who filed the lawsuit chose to do so under the name John Doe because he could be implicated in a crime if he reveals he still has bump stocks after the ban takes effect. President Trump asked the Attorney General to look into banning bump stocks in February. A few weeks ago, Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker put bump stocks in the same class as machine guns, something regulated by the National Firearms Act of 1934 and effectively banned in 1986. Gun control advocates targeted bump stocks after a gunman used one during a shooting on the Las Vegas Strip in October 2017, killing 59 people. Soon you may no longer need to stop at the liquor store in Carbondale. If you live in Carbondale, you could buy adult beverages delivered to your home, and it can all be done with the touch of a button. The city's Liquor Advisory Board unanimously approved an amendment Thursday that would have allowed taxi cab companies and rideshare companies like Uber, Lyft, and Cargo to deliver sealed containers. City Attorney Jamie Snyder says several topics were up for discussion at the meeting, including limiting the amount of alcohol per order. Members also talked about what types of beverages could be ordered. James Stapleton, Cargo's co-founder, explains users would order the alcohol off their app and would be required to put in their birth date. Participating liquor stores would then get the order ready and make a request for a specially trained Cargo driver. The Cargo driver would have to be 21 and would provide their license to the liquor store clerk. Then, upon delivery, the Cargo driver could only give the order to the person who placed it. Their ID would be checked, and a picture of it would also be stored in the company's database. Stapleton says the service has seen success in Cape Girardeau. The ordinance will likely be taken up as a discussion item by the City Council before leaders take a vote. And you can find these stories and more at our website, www.news24si.com. Now here's the latest in national news in your Fox News Update.
In Fox News. Stalemate over the border wall. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Government shutdown now in day 14 with both sides not budging. President Trump met with lawmakers